With over 20 Call of Duty games released in the last 20 years, here's the 20 weirdest Easter eggs in Call of Duty history. The first one taking us to Modern Warfare 2019 for the multiplayer map Livestock. In this map, you'll find 4 sets of toys hidden around the map in pairs of 2 that you need to shoot at the exact same time. These are hidden in really obscure parts of the map, such as outside the map, through fences, in blades of grass, and even in a stack of hay. Once you've gone ahead and shot all 4 sets of these toys, make your way back into the middle of the barn and you'll notice that these 2 teddy bears are now on the ground. You have to destroy both of these at the exact same time and it will spawn one of the strangest things you'll ever see in Modern Warfare. Creepy satanic circle spawns with candles, and suddenly you will see 4 demonic goats with weapons in their mouths making their way towards this circle. The audio's creepy, they've got red glowing eyes, and before you know it, everyone in game is killed by the goats. There is nothing you can do to avoid this, and it's easily one of the creepiest Easter eggs in Call of Duty history. Best of luck if you ever try this in a public match. And let's jump over to one of the weirdest Easter eggs in Modern Warfare 3 on the multiplayer map Resistance. If you get yourself a helicopter and fly it through the window into this house, you will find a massive teddy bear with 2 golden desert eagles. Now, no one knows why on earth this is here. I don't even know how people discovered this back in the day. But out of all of the teddy bear Easter eggs that are littered throughout the COD games, this is easily one of the biggest teddy bears in Call of Duty history. And that's only beaten by our third Easter egg here, which is taking us to the map Station on Modern Warfare 2019. Around the map, there are a bunch of these stone slabs that you're going to want to shoot with an LMG, which will reveal a number. They're going to be 5 of these that we're going to need to shoot in total around the map and write down these numbers. One of these stone slabs, however, reveals a keypad. So if we shoot in the numbers that we got from these stones from left to right, something pretty weird happens. Out of absolutely nowhere, the biggest teddy bear in COD history spawns in as like an evil Goliath monster. But as quickly as he appeared, he is suddenly taken out by a few jets that fly overhead and take him out. And that is the end of the Easter egg. You'd think that's the weirdest Easter egg in Modern Warfare, but there's actually quite a few more. Now let's look through the legacy of Modern Warfare games and take it back to Modern Warfare 2. In the iconic mission Loose Ends, we infiltrate Makarov's safe house, where we find that he has some really peculiar items within his house. If we breach through this room and go into the bathroom, you'll see a blow-up doll inside of the bath, and this is a really detailed doll that is here in both the original game as well as the remaster. It is just so bizarre and strange to see this inside of a COD mission. Like, why did a developer think, let's put this here? Oh, here's another Easter egg that just screams, what on earth is this doing here? And this is a giant cow in Call of Duty United Offensive. This is in the mission Crossroads, and it is literally just a room dedicated to this cow. It also has a massive bell attached to its neck, and for whatever reason the devs thought, yo, let's just put this giant cow in the game. If you weren't aware, cows are featured as a running gag throughout the COD series, especially in some of the earlier IW games. It prompted the Infinity Ward devs to jokingly put "no cows were harmed in the making of this game" in the credits of their first 2 games. Now, we can't talk about the weirdest Easter eggs in COD without talking about one of the most recent ones in Black Ops Cold War Zombies, and that is of course the coffin dance. This Easter egg really defies all sorts of logic and reason within zombies, as this is a reference to the, of course, infamous internet meme of the coffin dance. In order to do this, there are 5 orbs around the map that you need to shoot, and it will teleport you to the dark ether in front of the pack-a-punch machine, where you'll see all the zombies doing a little dance. This only lasts for 1 minute, and afterwards you'll be granted a loot crate where inside you can get a lot of free goodies, including Juggernog, salvage, and a weapon with the chance of getting a ray gun. Let's talk about a really strange Easter egg within the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. During the intro cutscene for the mission Back on the Grid, cutscene pans to show several photos of targets, but if we look in the top left next to Shepard, we can see a really curious one being Lev Kravchenko from Black Ops 1 somehow being linked to Makarov. This is 100% Lev Kravchenko, there are no doubts about it. It's the picture of him, the name is Lev for Lev Kravchenko, and this was one of the first times that we saw a link between the Black Ops storyline and Modern Warfare back during the original trilogy. This is a very weird Easter egg because this was never expanded upon, there was no explanation for why it's there, it's just been there. How many of you even knew about this Kravchenko Easter egg in MW3? Let me know in the comments below. But let's dial it up a notch and show you one of the creepiest Easter eggs in Call of Duty history, and this is from one of the first games, and this is in Call of Duty Finest Hour. In one mission, there is a hidden door that you need to throw multiple grenades at in order to explode it. Simply one grenade is not enough, you need to throw 2. Once the door has disappeared, you'll make your way through a tunnel and you'll find yourself in a really weird, creepy room where there is just all sorts of weird things going on. There is a tank just rolling around on its own. cocoon. There is a toilet that you can flush. There are floating candles, like as if it's Harry Potter. Photographs of babies, a toilet that you can flush, a cage with a massive rat inside of it, with an LMG that you can just randomly pick up. And yeah, this is just all sorts of weird. Even a cot in the middle of the room with like a ghostly adult baby soldier? I don't even know. It is truly one of the strangest Easter eggs I've ever seen in a video game, let alone inside of Call of Duty. There's even a photo of someone's cat and a photo of a developer with a dummy in his mouth and multiple teddy bears that you can pick up. I honestly don't think I've seen an Easter egg quite as weird as this in any video game. Let's move on to what is easily one of the weirdest Easter eggs in Call of Duty Zombies on the map Zetsubou no Shima, where you can actually play as a spider. It's been 6 years since this Easter egg was discovered, and I still can't believe that this is a real thing either. There's a few things you need to do in order to get this. The first is you need to have completed all your trials, have the electrified shield and the skull of Nansupwi. You need to wait for a spider round, mesmerize the spiders until you find one that emits red mist that then needs to drink from the 3 element 115 waters around the map. After that, you then need to trap it into a cage where you'll have another spider round of aggressive red misted spiders, and after that, the spider will be replaced by a cocoon that will give you the spider bait weapon. At any time, you can transform into a spider, which is absolutely crazy. Now, for our next Easter egg, it's going to take us right back to the midst of 2020, where there was a shortage of toilet rolls worldwide. On the multiplayer map Aisle 9, there is going to be a little bit of an Easter egg quest where there are going to be 8 teddy bears hidden really well around the map that you need to shoot one at a time. The last one will spawn on top of this delivery truck, and when you shoot it, doors fly wide open, and inside you will find the golden toilet roll. There is a flag with the last roll written on it. We got music, we got fancy lights, all to celebrate the fact that this is the last toilet roll, and it is golden. Now, if it wasn't obvious already, Modern Warfare have some of the best Easter eggs in all of COD. We can all look back at this Easter egg and laugh that this really was a scenario that some of you might have faced. But that is not the only bonkers Easter egg in Zombies, because as we jump over to the Black Ops 4 Zombies map Voyage of Despair, there is a really strange Easter egg tied to upgrading the shield on this map. There are a series of steps that lead up to the final moments, but there's a moment where you need to collect bone parts, putting them into safes that you previously opened, that builds a skeleton driver that flies around in a flying car. That's right, in a Zombies map, there is a skeleton driving a flying car across the map. That is obviously a reference to a British film classic, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. He plays music, he makes weird noises. It's a really, really cool Easter egg, but there's actually something you need to do in order to complete it, and you need to fire a firework into the path that the car is going to fly at in order to shoot it down and get yourself the upgraded shield. The shield upgrade itself is pretty pointless, but the fact of the car flying around is really humorous, but we can't help but say that it is very strange. Now let's talk about another weird Easter egg, but this time we're going back to Modern Warfare to the map Cheshire Park. Now this is easily one of the most complex Easter eggs inside of Modern Warfare, because this can take literally ages. You're scouring the entire map to find 5 mouse traps which can spawn in essentially random locations. We're talking near rubbish bins and alleyways, around restaurants. Like, you really have to search this map top to bottom in order to find all of these, but when you found and shot all 5, a piece of cheese will spawn and you can pick it up. What this does is it spawns a cheese wheel with a piece missing somewhere on the map, which again can be random, but is usually inside kitchens and on tables. Once you found it, you want to take the cheese wheel to the Pied Piper statue in the middle of the map and place the offering at the base. What happens next is absolutely bizarre. The Pied Piper will play his tune. There will be a series of rats that will scatter and circle the statue before they just spontaneously combust all at once. And that, my friends, is the Easter egg complete. Absolutely a weird Easter egg. Now, this next weird Easter egg I'm going to show you is so bizarre and so random that you won't believe the steps for this Easter egg are real, but they actually are. So in order to do this Easter egg, you need to progress 2, but do not pass round 2. You need to allow the zombies to break down all 5 barriers in the spawn room, and you need to build exactly 2 boards on each of these 5 barriers. Once you've done that, you need to buy the RK5 off the wall, and then go ahead and build 2 more boards on each of the 5 barriers. After that, you then need to buy the Shiva and replace your RK5 with it, and then build 1 more board on each of the 5 barriers. Then you need to purchase the RK5 off the wall, once again replacing the Shiva, and then run and purchase the door which leads out of spawn within 5 seconds, and you will see this outside of the map. A heart-shaped frame will spawn off the side of the map with a picture of ex-Treyarch developer Drew Marlowe and his wife and son. Now, this is really out of the blue and random compared to all the other Easter eggs in Black Ops 3, and that's because this was never supposed to be discovered by the public. Steps required to do this Easter egg were found in an obscure script which the map uses, with the assets tied to this Easter egg being internally named ZM_fam, which is short for family. Now, it is crazy because you have to follow these steps exactly. If you buy a weapon out of the required order, if you take longer than 5 seconds to look off the edge of the map, then you'll fail this Easter egg for the remainder of the game. Things like this really make you question what else is hidden in zombies if something this obscure was found several years later. And let me show you another very weird Easter egg inside of Call of Duty Finest Hour, where there is a secret room where you can find a bunch of German soldiers dancing. And I mean, they're really going for it. There's one that's literally spinning on their head. There's a soldier that's beatboxing, and it really makes you feel like you've walked into something that you shouldn't have. This is like just as weird as the coffin dance, but might actually be a little bit stranger. Like, these guys are really just chilling. They got the music going. They got the beatboxing. Like, this is such a weird Easter egg. Let's jump over to a game that I've not yet shown in this video, and that is Call of Duty Ghosts on the very first Extinction map, Point of Contact. If you look at the sign in the first part of that map and shoot the letters LOL, you're going to unlock an Easter egg where for the next 2 minutes, any aliens that you kill will explode into a pile of teddy aliens. It's just such a bizarre Easter egg to put inside of a mode that seems very serious. And what's funny is you can repeat this Easter egg multiple times if you want to. Now, let me show you one of the coolest jump scare Easter eggs in all of Call of Duty. This isn't just a simple look somewhere on the map and a jump scare will happen, but this is where you'll witness a hallucination of one of your characters. In order to do this, you're going to need to get a sniper rifle and head to the main bunker in the room with the green tanks. And you must scope into a test subject inside of the tank for around 20 to 30 seconds. And if done correctly, you might notice in the room with you the appearance of one of your characters. However, there will be no name above them. All you'll have to do is just go up and approach the character and it will activate the jump scare. Now, remember the Easter egg earlier about Kravchenko in Modern Warfare? Well, I'm about to blow your mind with an Easter egg of Captain John Price in the original Call of Duty Black Ops. Within intel inside the game, it points to an operation called Operation Charybdis, which took place 10 years after the events of Black Ops 1, where Jason Hudson, Gregory Weaver, and Alex Mason were going to be assassinated. Now, this would have been forefronted by a CIA analyst called Ryan Jackson, who would join the task force as advisor along with a young Special Air Service operator named Jonathan Price. And yes, that is the full name of Captain Price from Modern Warfare. All the way back in 2010 in the original Black Ops, the Modern Warfare storyline was crossing over. Just in case there was any doubt that this wasn't Captain Price, in the French version of the game, you can see that it references both Jonathan and then Price as two separate words, meaning it is 100% his name and that is 100% Captain Price. Now, incredibly, this was actually referenced in Black Ops Cold War during a intel in Firebase Z, in which Special Agent Weaver is promoted to the rank of Special Operations Officer for the role, but there was some internal pushback due to Weaver's previous designation as an enemy combatant during Operation Charybdis, but that designation was resigned. Now, for our next weird Easter egg, this is going to take us back to Modern Warfare. Now, if you guys remember back in Call of Duty Ghosts, in one of the DLC maps, you could actually play as the Predator, and the Predator returns in Modern Warfare 2019 in a very strange Easter egg. On the gunfight map Hill, if you come to this side of the map and scope in at this specific tree out the map for a long time, you'll eventually notice what looks to be a body sort of materializing and staying visible for a few moments before it then goes invisible again. Well, this is none other than the Predator himself. This is what the Predator does. He goes invisible, but you can still sort of see him somewhat, and this happens every 20 seconds on this tree in the map in every single game. It's a very minor detail that you'd probably never ever notice unless you're really looking for it. Aside from just Predator, this map also contains another really funny, weird Easter egg. If we go in spectator mode and go outside the map, we can find none other than Captain Price himself as a goat on on top of a giant cow, which goes back to what we spoke about earlier about constant Easter eggs about giant cows. The goat is wearing the beanie hat that Captain Price wears in the campaign for Modern Warfare, and it really shows that Captain Price is the goat. But another thing is, if you look at the facial expression of the goat, it doesn't look particularly happy, and the position that Price is in actually reminds me a lot of Modern Warfare 3, where we have the very sad moment of Soap McTavish dying. Coming in at our second to last weird Easter egg in this video, it's going to take us to the Modern Warfare map Bunker. Dotted around the map in secret areas is going to be graffiti text, which is going to give you a set of numbers. These numbers are a code for a keypad that will open up the bunker. So in our game, it was 7692. As you can see, access is granted, the bunker is opening, and inside we have a World War II era bunker, very similar to what we saw in Verdansk with all the Cold War teasers. In the middle of the room is a massive table where clearly something is being planned, and it's all a bunch of teddy bears. We've even got one that looks exactly like Price with a similar hat on, as well as a cigar. And there's even a separate desk where we have a woman by a telephone with a wig on and an ashtray, which is symbolizing the woman that reads out the numbers when you boot up Black Ops 1 for the very first time. Now, on the end of the table, there is going to be a telephone with the code 53125. So if we run back outside to that keypad and put in that code, coming back into the bunker, the phone is going to start ringing with a prompt to hold to answer the phone. So when we do, something really unexpected happens. The doors at the back of this bunker open up, and we see a giant teddy bear wearing full-on armor with 2 sentry guns in hand, trying to mow you down. This is absolutely crazy. And after a while, he does give up, and he literally just explodes into a massive gulf of fire, and the door shuts. Never would I ever expect to see a killer teddy bear like this in Modern Warfare, but hey, there's been a lot of weird Modern Warfare Easter eggs in this video. And last, but by no means least, is going to be on the Modern Warfare map St. Petrograd. Now, this is such a subtle Easter egg that it literally would be a case that you'd walk past this so many times and never ever notice it, but there is an information for passengers sign somewhere on the map that is written in Russian, and when translated has a really funny message. It says, "This is the place where I write really very tiny so I can fill the sign with a lot of words that make it genuine, when in reality it's all nonsense. You won't know what I wrote because the text is so small that it is illegible, and probably for the better because I can't speak or write Russian, and this will probably be wrong. In any case, I appreciate you, the person whom I've never met, who took the time to carefully examine this sign. Although we will never meet, it gives me joy to know that you're looking at my work." There's a few other bullet points that make jokes about stuff to do with leaving luggage and the train times and stuff, but at the end, it says, "Greetings to all my friends and family who supported me in my efforts to be the best sign I could be. I could not have done it without you. Thanks to my colleagues, other signs, for your continued wisdom and patience. You really taught me what it means to be informative, and every day I strive to follow your example and be as clear and legible as possible." Really hope you guys enjoyed the 20 weirdest Easter eggs. If you did, please leave a like rating to let me know you did. On screen, you can click to watch the 20 greatest Easter eggs in Call of Duty history if you've not seen it already.